ultimately what I wanted to make sure is that I had a solution that could be a better value add to the end customer, like the homeowner, above all my competitors. So I knew what the wholesalers could do. And it actually made it really easy when they're like, well, I've got this other offer from ABC company that's something like, I don't know, $30,000 more than what I would pay for as a rental. And a rental, that type of calculation is usually like the highest value you're going to get outside of a retail buyer. So when they're giving me some astronomical number, I'm just like, okay, I'll start asking them questions about that offer, about the company, about the contract. So it seems like you've looked over their offer. They've sent it to you in writing. Well, no, it's just verbal. Okay, well, now we have something. Have they sent it to you in writing? So you can figure out where they are in that process, and I can help them watch out for landmines. So the landmines I'll help them watch out for are earnest money and option period. Those are the top two. Earnest money and option period, because I know wholesalers do not want to put earnest money down, or if they do, only $100. And they definitely don't want to put option money down, or if they do, it's like $10, $100. So I'll just throw landmines out there. So, Mr. and Ms. Seller, I mean, you're probably aware earnest money typically see 1 to 2% of the purchase price. And then option period, usually 7 to 10 days. Now, some wholesalers, they want to get 30, 60, 90 days option period because they just want to tie up your contract so they can give them time to sell it to someone who's really going to buy it like me. So I'm planting these seeds, these landmines in their head. So when they see it, they recognize it, they call me, yeah, you did exactly what you said. It was a 60-day option period. And I asked them about that and blah, blah, blah. So it creates mistrust with the competition, more trust with me.
Yeah, that's actually a very good strategy because, in a competition, right? So you now have more ways of winning than everybody else you're competing against, right? So you have now, I think, 3 or 4 different options, right? Depending on, or maybe even more than that. Which is how a homeowner can actually get rid of their property through you and what you guys do versus somebody else who they can only do this one thing. So all they're trying to do is try to get them to see the tunnel vision of why that's the best option. Versus in your case, you're actually telling them why the different other options are you have to look out for. Like, what are the things you have to look out for? Because these are the only possible options to sell your house. And you cover essentially all the bases. So you can just come in.
And you can do that on the retail side too. You can do if they're talking to multiple agents and it's like a motivated seller, it would be a good investment property. They're still considering putting it on the retail market. So it seems like you're talking with an agent that they can guarantee the price that you're going to get. No agent's going to guarantee the price that you're going to get, but some agents will have a buyout clause, meaning if they don't sell it within X days, they'll actually buy it at a certain price. Very few agents do that, but some do. And that gives them, that's just because they're very confident in their ability to market, list the price, market it, and get it sold. So, but most agents won't do that. So if I could say something like that adds more value for me. And then there's like iBuyers, that's completely off market, and most iBuyers will pay far more than what any wholesaler will pay. It'll be less than retail, more than wholesale. So that I found that to be a good solution for folks that they want it sold quickly, they want a really high price, they don't have to have retail, so they're still a little bit flexible on the price, and they still prefer to sell it off market. They really don't want to list it. So I could go get quotes from the Open Door and Offer Pad, and they pay referral fees to agents. And ultimately it's an option, and I'll lay out the options. Like in certain circumstances, if they're really open, like they really want to explore options, I'm like, look, if you sell it as is cash, this is what you take home. If you sell it to Open Door and Offer Pad, we got their offers right here. This is what you take home. If you put it on the retail market, this is potentially what you'll take home if you get the price that I think it's worth. And then you're factoring how many days that takes. And then other X factors, like with the retail side, there may be a little bit more showings, maybe some prep work we have to do in advance, stuff like that. So going back to the consultative approach. Now, for the investor that does not want to be a retail agent, and really, I'm one of those. That would be a little selective on the types of listings I would take, and would refer other business down to agents on the team. Just have a listing partner, have an agent that, whether it's on your team, like with EXP, we have our teams, or if you're not an agent, it's really difficult because you can't collect commission. I would just suggest get licensed, but unless you own a brokerage, because you don't have to be an agent to own a brokerage, you just have to be an agent to collect commission. So I'd say if you're not an agent, get licensed. It just adds options. But if you are an agent, you don't want to handle the retail side, just work closely with a listing agent that can help you. Knowing that if you don't lock up the deal when you're in the living room and you try to just do a handoff, there is going to be an extra drop-off rate because they don't have the relationship with that other person, they have the relationship with you. It's always going to be better if you can close the deal.